Hello everyone and welcome to Sunday. Have you ever been to a convention? Or are thinking about going to a convention? It doesn't matter what kind. It could be a video game convention like PAX, or maybe Comic-Con or Dragon Con, any convention. If so, watch this video. In a few minutes I'm going to be talking to Dan about a startup that him and a team have been working on that would ultimately help out convention goers. I think it's a really cool idea. I've talked to him a little bit about it before, and he needs your help with some voting because he's actually in a startup that is working its way up the ranks and is getting pretty far, but they're now in a phase where they need some votes, and I would like you guys to just hear what the idea is. I think you're going to like it, and I think that you would be definitely interested in throwing a vote his way. So we'll talk to Dan in a second. Keep in mind that in the description is the link where you can vote for Dan's idea. Let's talk to him now. So Dan, you are currently on a team that's developing a product that is going to be useful for not only, I guess, convention vendors and people that are running the convention, but also for convention attendees. And before you get into that, this is a pretty big deal. We're asking for people to listen to this idea and to consider it because you are on a team going through a voting process, giving out an idea to for a contest that is sponsored both by Google and Coca-Cola, and they're basically looking for new startup ideas. And you got through to regionals. You went to Atlanta last weekend. There was like 50 ideas thrown out. Your team got in the top 3, which means that you went on to regionals. So that's pretty good, first off. So your idea already, everyone knows, has got to be at least fairly decent. Why don't you explain what your product is called and what it's supposed to do?
Okay, so it's called Attendalytics. It's basically giving the vendors and the attendees and the basically conference organizers anonymized demographic information, basically with a Bluetooth beacon that we can place in everyone's badge, and little basically Android devices placed strategically throughout the conference. It can basically detect where you're going, and so it can basically take all that data from all the attendees with anonymized demographics like age, gender, race, I don't know, whatever I guess they want, and we can basically tell them where a majority of the people went. So then they can tell the vendors, hey, Nintendo, 90% of the attendees at PAX went to your booth, and 80% of them stayed for longer than 10 minutes. So, we can basically tell them, hey, you should definitely come next year because whatever.
Which they should always come next year. They do pretty good.
Well, yeah. So that's one side of it. But the other side that I'm very excited about is sending it to basically the attendee. And so we can basically, with an app on your phone, we can basically tell you, a live, what is it called?
You're essentially giving us, you could do a heat map for one, but you can give us live statistics on, like, lines. You could tell us, like, if the line is a certain length, so we know if it's worth going to or if we'd have to wait, stuff like that.
Yeah, and also, like, which bathrooms are the most crazy. So you can totally avoid those and go to one that's just a little bit farther away, but it's totally clear. We can also tell you, individually, like, oh, hey, I've been mainly in this area of PAX, but, really, I haven't been to the indie section, so I should go over there. So,
you could actually, keep track of your progress of where you've walked and stuff like that, which is neat.
Yeah. So, it's definitely going to be very beneficial for both sides. And I think it's definitely could be, a really good thing that we could, provide.
I think the idea is great. I mean, I think it's if anything, I'm surprised that we don't already have this in place because it seems like if if we're walking around the convention floor, we should be able to open up our smartphones and check stuff like this. I know that PAX's system for doing stuff like this is like they have a Twitter feed and they send out tweets, and that's not that great. And they only send out tweets about certain things, if certain things are full or getting full. Yeah. To be able to just open up your phone and see something and be like, oh, hey, this thing is open. We can go to this. Or like you said about the bathrooms. If I have to go to the bathroom, there's a certain bathroom open that, if I just go up a floor, I won't have to wait. I mean, it all makes a lot of sense. And it seems pretty easy to implement, which is cool. With just putting a Bluetooth chip in the badge seems really inexpensive for, the creation of it as well. So your team got to regionals, but now that you're in regionals, we need votes, and it's a very small voting period. Like, you just found out about this a few days ago, and voting ends on Tuesday. So everyone is getting this video on Monday. So if you were watching this video right now and you thought this idea was cool, Dan and his team could use your vote. So you need to go down in the description, click the link, and vote for Dan. You can either make an account on there, or I think you can sign in with Facebook or whatever. So you can make an account and help make Dan and his team's vision a reality, which is cool. So if you guys win regionals, if you win this voting period, you'll be going to nationals with some other teams, and then big dogs are looking at your stuff and voting on what they want to see happen. There's did you say there was a guy from Shark Tank? Yeah, there's a guy from Shark Tank, and just a whole bunch of. There's a few other people that are just really big. So it's tycoons. So it's. But the whole thing's sponsored by Google and Coca-Cola, so that in and of itself is really cool. But yeah, so we're bringing you this vlog today to ask the Stevenites to vote for Dan and his team. Or at least at the very least consider this, because I think the idea is really cool. I think it's a sound concept, and I would love to see it become a reality. And I think this is the first step to make that happen. So yeah, it'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, and you can vote more than once a day. Or wait, no, you can vote once every day. So, which isn't saying a lot, because this is going to come out on Monday. You guys can vote Monday and Tuesday, so consider doing that. And spread this around as fast as you can, because there's very little time to vote. But yeah, Dan, thank you so much for sharing the idea, and I hope that by sharing this with the viewership, they will also think it's an awesome idea and will vote, and maybe we can get you guys out of regionals and into nationals. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, that'd be really awesome. Thanks awesome. Everybody. And I'm actually gonna end the vlog tiny and in the corner, because I think that's clever. Bye, Steve. Yeah. Bye, Dan. It's been great talking to you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? Shall we? You did it. Yay. You got there. I give you another dice. Give another dice here. D12. And another dice. So I get 4 D12s. Do you want a D4? D4 plus 2. D12. Okay. D4 plus 2. So D4. And I get a D8.